Hello. So what's your name?
My name's ChriSJaM.
And what do you do?
I'm a poet. I'm a poet coach for young people in schools and youth centres. I work with a band called the Effectuators, and I'm also a DJ as well.
So tell us about your background. Where are you from?
I came from London in 1986 at the height of what was called the Summer of Love then, which was acid house music being formed. So I came to Manchester, it was very vibrant. Started frequenting the Hacienda and met some other DJs, and we started doing blues parties, after hours, slightly illicit parties in Hume, in the old bull rings. Met quite a lot of the Manchester fraternity, because the great thing about Manchester in comparison to London, London's very large and lots of distinct tribes of people, but Manchester, it's all very central, and you could met everyone who was, shall we say, the movers and shakers in Manchester, and developed, got involved in the house scene, started a club on the other side of Manchester, spent a lot of time abroad DJing, and then after about 10 years got quite, fell out of love kind of with DJing.
Yeah.
And started a night called Speakeasy with a poet from Manchester called Shay and the French, which Speakeasy was an open mic night for developing and established poets, singers, DJs and performers. That got very, very successful. We worked very closely with the Arts Council for about 10 years, it's about 12 years now, Speakeasy. And about 5 years ago, started working in schools with young people doing workshops. So it was a chance to not just perform, but work with the next new generations of young wordsmiths. So we started something called the Wordsmith Awards, which has run now for 4 years. Loreto College is involved in Wordsmith Awards. You have some amazing performers here. So we send poets into schools for about 6 weeks. They work with people, assist them in writing, because I don't really think you can teach someone to write poetry. No. People have it within them, lots of people in fact. And yeah, we're kind of like encourage and yeah, teach some devices and techniques we can teach them, and encourage people to read as well as their writing and help them with editing. And then we do a showcase at the end of it.
So what are your plans for the future?
There's a lot of movement, not just in Manchester, but in the UK and internationally as well, for slams, using language as a tool for people to develop their own self-worth and explore themselves. So we want to take Wordsmith national and then be able to interact with groups from across the globe, doing slams. And I really feel that the internet is a wonderful tool for spoken word, and I'd like to work on some kind of social platform that people could use for developing spoken word as well.
Well, it's been lovely to speak to you.
Likewise.
And is it okay if you can do a little performance?
It certainly is. You don't have to ask a poet twice. This is called Newsflash. It's kind of like taken from a kind of MC style. Just brag and boast, really. Newsflash, all crews. Time to stop hook and screw. Instead, look sharp. Here's what you do. Use up the wasted memory. On your iPhone or your Sony MP3, just push record and store forevermore some of my lyrical wizardries, as once again I come to entertain with such weighty refrains, because I'm a true master of ceremonies. I'll lace my flows with liquid urgencies, unerring certainties, swifter than the velocity of Mercury, be immersed in the adversity that fuels my sonic logic, because most poets are just the type of folks that will choke on just one toke of my bespoke verbal chronic. I'll put them in a hearse, because just one verse will give birth to curse words for those jerks than bubonic plague. If we lyricists were a deck of cards, I'd be the ace of spades. Best they grab their fake Versace shades, because they're about to be blinded by the lights of my light-speed insights. If other lyricists were supermen, then they better cower to their MC kryptonite. If I were the apple which Eve took a bite, for real she'd suck at him and indulge in my heavenly delights. Knights from Arthur's Round Table would have to run for covering how the horse is stable when I engage them. The Tower of Babel will seem like safe haven for other lyricists, as I insist on MC spitfiring like a linguistic shaman. Malevolently manipulating man's craniums. Synapses sequentially start failing them. The only dumb response from most chumps, as I more than distort the course of their endorphins. If we lyricists were creatures of the seven seas, my species would be dolphin. The orcs in Lord of the Rings wouldn't want to battle with my tings. Ninja couldn't lay a legendary death finger on the zing my delivery brings ya. I'll flip the script with a quixotic mix of wit and wisdom. Listening to my opponents, vacuous brags and boasts with the same old frowsy flows makes my nimble mind mind glow. As I compose, stay to heart out, latter day, get your roller skates on, it's a Saturday type prose. And drop them on you swifter than Pinocchio's nose grows. If we MCs were TV shows, I'd be Lost, 24, Touch, Homeland's Wire or Heroes. And them, Mr. Ben or the Antiques Roadshow. Because I'm a Premier League MC like Messi, Nani or Ronaldo. Remy, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Because like Homer, I'll leave them comatose on the sofa. And whilst they prowl, I'll be off in the cosmos doing battle with a dapper rapper called Antimatter or MC Supernova. And finally, I'd be lusting to get in the lyrical ring and start busting. Murks so deep they'll leave 9-inch cuts in your nuts. But oh no, I just realised that their heads are stationed so far up their backsides as in their testicles reside either side of their windpipe.
I aspire to be black, so I can rap without people looking at me thinking, no girl, not that. I aspire to change the world, to practice what I preach, to laugh and live knowing I reach that goal I aspire to achieve. I want to die knowing I live to change the world. Only for the better, not like those guys who always drop litter. That's what I aspire to achieve. Not to be shameless or better yet famous, more like the fact that I'm constantly nervous of the world. I aspire to change this world, so successful citizens don't get mugged on the bus, so teenage girls don't get raped because of trust, so babies enter this world without drugs. I'm not scared of being threatened by thugs. Guns, knives, bats, dark alleys. POLICE, I aspire to change this world.
I vow to stand by and for Queen and country, to fight alongside my countrymen with passion for prosperity into the future. I am just a vision, a projection of greater chair's needs and desires. Am I not a malleable soul so eagerly changed to conform to what greater genetics wish to acquire? I am just a creation of ashes, shrapnel and gunpowder agony, binded by political correctness, dressed in the suitable attire, health and safety. I mean, how eco-friendly are tanks of birth, the end and soul-spreading chaos and fires? I mean, how safe is security that bombs the security of others to protect their own without knowing if the other was offending or defending or intending to break at me? I am just the building blocks to the houses near, the threads of the universe and the echoing flecks of the global sphere. I do not need your protection, because I am just a vision, a perplexing precision. So hold back my optimism, because I was changed when Montcalm finally lost himself and gave in to indecision. I was changed when the Indian tribes were forced and robbed to foul things lesser given. Who thinks about the Scout brothers who were proud to striped in bright colours with sight dullers because stupidity was universal and had the government striven? I was envisioned when the Noor Prophet Mohammed was expanding and spinning, and I am the echoes and echoes and echoes of beautiful poets who carve through with lyrical incisions, and the millions of massacres that I've dreamed and reality seen has me standing be in my own chest among rising disease and dead peoples who perish screaming and unforgiving. You see, hope is prayer and night times warm-headed and breathing. But hope is blinded children begging, oh please help me, in foreign tongues with foreign rights bleeding. Hope is a 1780 heaven with a mother screaming as she watches Thug Barum strangle a child and the blood plus is slowly and seeping. Hope is after 9/11 when every bearded believer was believing, branded harsher than ever before as people raised their hands in prayer to God and their bullets to Bush, who was lesser heeding. I look down into the MPs with tight tide and higher rights and lower taxes. I mean, indeed, who are you to restrain me when my existence is unknown and forever plastered? 2,819 lives were taken on September 11 and the bodies were sent home slowly in wooden cases. But I suppose my brothers live in an oasis where 300,000 were murdered in 30 years and 1 billion more retreated to metaphorical cages. Just because the man in the face of it is black doesn't mean its ideological cause have had even molecular changes. America contained 5,000 lynchings in 100 years within its basis, and then you tell me a country built upon such foundations has no reason to be called racist. Indeed, you never want me to say this, but you want me to say shit that'll keep me still, constant and continuous like the homeostasis, which is to spread its hatred, and conformist ideologies infested in brainics, and they're spinning in 360 degrees revolutionary phases, because hope is demonized and questioned, even though it's faceless. So I ask you, and I replace this with my existence is once, so you can never replace this, or you question me on health and safety. And I ask you, Palestinian children die with smiles on their faces. I'd rather not pay for the ruler who sits upon cold and greedy thrones, built upon poorer blood, gold and breaking stones. My visions indeed may fall, stand and stumble, but a dream can never be a car with bad tractions. A dream is a hope, ready to tear apart the innocent and choke out the lines that give birth to factions. Dreaming is to believe, not to hold back anger and grieve with shoeless feet and tearful sleeves, because freedom is not government laid down plans for the poor apparent or yes we cans. To be free is you and your soul levitating above the ozone like osmosis, and act like you know this flow like Jesus' rising seas and the chances given by the medicinal tablets of Moses. Zooming at me 200 degrees and focus. To be free, my brother, my sister, is to believe, and now I vow to stand by and for Queen and country. I vow to rot away in agony, suffer for hope, and to perish and disperse into the histories of mankind.
It's not as easy as ABC when you're part of the CBA generation. 1, 2, 3 turns into 3, 2, 1. Do or die situation. Don't try this at home. Didn't say anything about the streets. Shank to get a kill streak, mirror everything we see on TV. Good cop, bad cop. I'm a gangster G. You can't see me because I won't be on your TV. I'll be out there getting a good CV, selling DVDs and getting B's in my GCSEs, hustling for a PS3 to play my COD, Modern Warfare 3, endorsing the idea of a World War 3 whilst watching BBC documentaries. Propaganda is now in HD, Sky Channel 143. Change it slowly to 103, it's ITV. Here comes the advert about continuity. What am I doing here? I'm not a celebrity. I'd rather watch Scarface, now in 3D. Say hello to my little friend, his name is The End, and in this movie the bullet doesn't bend. It makes you bleed, sowing the seeds in your kidney beans. Forget about the overdose in reality, Big Brother ain't watching me. Cause in life, we divide into mice and men. And I'm more slim than Lenny, but then again, I'm living a Pulp Fiction, and I ain't Samuel L. Jackson. Life is a roller coaster to my final destination. And this here, my friends, is a termination. Stay in your seats, cause just like the men in black, I'll be back.
Our dreams are in our native, in codes and encryptions other beings can't decipher. It's ours to belong to run, fly, sprint, leap, a world that's ours to conquer. But they make sure that pins will follow, like reality-loaded blow darts to prick our dream-filled balloon. You are your own army, and when war is done, hope is spilled like the blood of a child's diluted ambition, staining the strings of a young philosopher's hearts. And our world stands in the loudest silence, with no passionate winds or songs of discovery, just that miraculous grey conformity that's beaten to us by a spite-laced whip, our wounds leaking the crushed dreams of some unfortunate kid. But they make sure that they stab at our rainbows till the colour leaks out to miraculous hues of blacks and whites, because we don't live to write. We live to stamp out army choruses in a sea of identical individuality. Don't try too hard, they'll ball and chain our originality. Leave me and Joseph to scribble our visions on the jail cell walls, our dreams falling on the deaf ears of living pharaohs, whitewashing technicolor coats in case we evolve enough emotion to once again care. Our imagination is our strongest trait. Nurture it, let it bear and grow fruit so that a generation of next may eat and be inspired.
If clouds turn green and the sea blue, custard yellow, pigs fly, would it change you? If politicians spoke the truth and mean it, keep it, believe it and care. I know, right? Disbelief. But look around at the square tires and sinking balloons, rounded knives and straight spoons. This world is upside down, but so is ours. Every day we strive ever forward, but take one step back. My grandmother would never do that. Things like that didn't happen in her day. Children respect. Children respect their elders. Respect your elders. The immortal words to me laid down by Baz Luhrmann, he's dancing. The funky chicken, it's his 75th wedding anniversary. And I laugh, because that is my normal, and to change, and if I could change, and if you asked me to change, my answer to you would be to give me the sun in the palm of your hand and not burn, because my passion burns, and to change would be to burn. I'd burn you, giving you my passion would change, because my passion burns for life, and to change would be to die. Put out my flame to a sputter, and I splutter, in disbelief that you'd ask me. To change, find me a lawyer who doesn't tell a lie, and I'll change my marbles to glass, because I've lost them, apparently. And if I needed help, your help, to find them, then I wouldn't be me. What would I change, you ask? What's my aspirations, my dreams? What do I beg to whom? For what is an if but a solution to a hope? And I hope for it all.
If you can shoot an offspring in the arms of a mother, with desert terrains or tanks below, then in a change of scenery, a place of any other, you should feel no pain to shoot your own. If you could stand in altars and preach and pray for peace, and condemn those that break law, yet when it's your country sent forth to kill, over guns you pray a just war.
If you could erase errors from the past, there'd be non-existent qualms in the future. If you could see the future, how much would the gift of the present be cherished? If icons of goodness and sincerity held the globe, the world would spin gracefully without disaster.
If gives dreams legs and ambition a new wing. If is that cushioning between you and that fall.
It's the crutches for our fractured hopes and wants. It's the humble sense that courts our greed.
If I could go back in history, I'd think about changing the future, curing ignorance with the remedy of education, nurture, to create a thought potion. If I could walk like an Egyptian, I would walk on the thought of a revolution. If I could change the world, I'd make it a better place for dodos, or at least create an egalitarian society, quid pro quo. Animal extinction would become a thing of the past, even in Mauritius. Ifs and buts might rest my thoughts, but actions speak and words are mute.
If I was the man who smiled and grinned, in and through the horrors of life and the white sapphires within the drifts of winds. If I was kisses from echoing stars and the ropes that elope them from the distance we are, would I be less the man than he who frowned and cried through pain, lesser than he who holds his axes of time yet shatters his teeth through failure? If I was ever that man that actually, through being truthful, lied to you hundreds of times with deceit in spoonfuls, only if I was that man.
If innocence overruled anger, if peace overruled war, if love overruled hate, maybe we'd find what we were looking for.
If gives dreams legs and ambition a new wing. If is that cushioning between you and that fall.
It's the crutches for our fractured hopes and wants. It's the humble sense that courts our greed.